Hey everyone, welcome on back to the modeling and moving marathon where we have unleashed upon the world my shapeshifting tier list, where we are going to be ranking people's submissions in based off of how useful I think they would be if I shapeshifted into them and how aesthetically pleasing it would be to shapeshift into them. We have gotten all of the submissions in, and now I'm going to build the rankings. What do the rankings mean? S tier is I want to be you. I want to be you. I'm gonna be you. We're doing it. I'm doing it as you. A tier is basically I'll be you sometimes. B is maybe once. C, there might be a use. And then D is no. not doing it. We're not doing it. We're just no. I don't want to. No, not doing it. So how am I ranking these? 1, utility. If they're bringing something to the table that I don't already have as a shapeshifter, that's really useful. I would have a reason to want to be you. 2, aesthetically pleasing. If your form is something that I want to be, that's going to give you some points. So looking at this, let's get started. We have Mono's submission first. Let's come over here, and I got to be careful about what I show on screen because we had one not safe for work entrance, and we're just going to be careful about that. So this is Akra, one of the 3 emanations of Mono. Like Mono, they can create matter from nothing through thought, though they prefer to reshape the world by hand to fit their desires. Like anyone in Sheol, they're made of antimatter and will explode if they touch regular matter. Okay, that there is some usefulness in here. I don't think it's explode. I think it's called annihilation, but you know, let's not split hairs on that. Being made of antimatter probably doesn't help when you're in the material plane. That seems like it could be the opposite of useful. That seems like it could be very painful. However, we are an interdimensional shapeshifter, and we do spend time outside of the material plane. We sometimes venture into the void. And if I do go in there, it could be useful to be made of antimatter, let alone creating matter through thought. If you create matter through thought and then touch it, does that annihilate? Or are you creating antimatter? Anyway, now let's check the aesthetics. Zoom in. Enhance. I like this. I like horns, first of all. Horns cool. Heterochromia with like the opposite white and black colors there. Outfit, the drip, pretty good. It's pretty good there. It's pretty neat. I think there's corsets or maybe a garter belt going on there. Opposite gloves and stuff. Pretty cute. I could think of a handful of uses for this form. For Akra. And pretty aesthetically pleasing. Kind of like that. I could be used sometimes. Depends. It really depends on how often I go outside the material plane. Like if we go more than once, I don't want to say maybe once. You know, let's do this. Maybe one time. And then why didn't you go back to center align? I'll be you sometimes. Give it a few tries. There we go. I'll put it there. That's all. Well, we renamed it already. We're 1 submission in and we've already changed it. I'll give you a few tries. I really feel like being made of antimatter, though, is a huge hindrance when you're in the material plane. You know? All right, next up, we have, wait, how are you the next? Oh, I guess it didn't do it in alphabetical order. We have Nia, We're gonna knock this one out next because it's the one I have to be very careful about showing. There we go. This is Spoony Hudson's entrance. No, please don't accidentally full screen it when I'm trying not to. Spoony says, I'll submit the character I never really used much from a Siren the Drowned game. Her name is Nia, and she is a freshwater siren. She can freely shift between siren and human form. She can make her skin toxic at will, and also wields restoration-based magic. Now, I have said it before, but restoration Here, no. There. Oh, I'll stand over here. Let's get rid of the tails. I'll go slime form. Get rid of the tails. There we go. All right, there's Nia. It did not poke out. You saw nothing. That was just, something else. So Nia here, they're a siren. They can shapeshift into a mermaid form. I would show you the mermaid form, but you're just gonna have to see it on Twitter because I can't show it. I guess I could have probably posted a censored version of it, but the mermaid form's useful because I don't currently have a fish form for swimming in, so there is some utility there. She is pretty good looking. I like that. She can make her skin toxic. It's somewhat useful. I feel like, though, if I'm in touching range of someone, I'm gonna just use my flesh crafting powers on them, but, you know, maybe there's a situation in which toxic would be good. I think this is way more useful because there's way more places that you could use a swimming form. So I think we could do this a lot, and she's pretty hot. So I'm gonna drag this back down here. If I could move this from the bottom up, I would do it so that you could see. Well, oh, wait, I got an idea. Maybe I could do it like this. Hold on. I don't think this is gonna work. Actually, that's a terrible idea. It's gonna pop up over here. I'll just cut that. Here, oh, I got an idea. We cut away. Cut away. Cut away. Just look away. Look away from this. You don't see. I'm coming over here. I'm coming up. I want the world to know. I'm gonna let it show. I'm coming up. There we go. All right. Done. Fixed. There we go. There, that's the siren form. Aesthetically pleasing. Yes. I find that aesthetically pleasing. This. I would probably not wear glasses though. Probably wouldn't do glasses. Alright, and with that, I'd be you sometimes. Sometimes when there's water around, would definitely. When there's not water around, I don't think so. Maybe on occasion. Maybe I'd have people eat sushi off of me as a fish because there's like a little bit of irony there. But you know, that's about it. The toxic skin thing could be cool if it was like, maybe it was like a frog. Like if someone touched me, they got high. That'd be kind of fun. Just have people lick me like a toad and then trip balls. Moving on. We have Lailaps. Let's see what Lailaps put in as their submission. Oh shit, we got 2 more notifications. I should probably close off submissions, but I'm not a very bright person. Lailaps, there we go. Twin hijinks. Advantages, roughly 400,000 hit points tough. I don't know how many hit points I have. How many hit points do I have? Grand Smite hits like 60 tons of force. I can approximate that much. I don't know at what velocity though. Getting hit by 60 tons at 0.0001 miles per hour. That doesn't hit very hard. 60 tons of force at 10 miles per hour. You could probably die from that. Bounce of spirit wards like super trampolines. Oh, that sounds useful. Bathwater turns to holy water. Now that, you can make a business around that. That is a business choice. Floof. Disadvantages. Dog instinct. And a Drazov summoning link. Oh yeah, that wizard. That wizard. Okay. But let's see here. These advantages, I mean, that sounds like a lot of hit points. I don't know if I have that many hit points. I could take on this form to do some tanking. Grand Smite hitting with 60 tons of force. I feel like we could do, like, what if, regardless of the velocity of that, we could probably angle it to work in our favor. Oh, okay, 60 tons of force. Yeah, but then what's, I don't know. I feel like it's gotta be strong. It's gotta be, right? Bounce of spirit wards like super trampolines could be very useful, especially if you're in the tank form. Having mobility seems pretty good too. You've got all those hit points, and you wanna hold the rage of your target. You got to be able to bounce around. The floof, do like that. Do like the fuzz. Dog instincts could be rough. I don't want to bark up the wrong tree, but we could not pass the sniff test if we have some problems with the dog instincts. I'm done with that. I'm sorry. And the Drazov summoning link. I don't think as annoying as having an evil wizard tied to you is. I think we can get over it. I think the utility of this one really high up there. Now let's do aesthetics. She's super cute. Look how cute she is. I like purple. We're already on that. Gold and white. I'm someone who likes gold. Gold and purple, we're already there. The white, kind of iffy on. But as for body, look at these abs. Look at these thighs. These thighs go out twice as far as her shoulders. I'm just pointing out facts here. And floofy ears. Me, I don't usually wear the collar, but I could probably do it. I can swing with it. Lailaps, I want to be you. I want to be your bouncy dog self. And then we can make puppy love. Very useful. Super useful form and aesthetically pleasing. It's basically everything you want in a shapeshift. Alright. Next up is Chance. Chance Nezumi. We scroll safely. We get it off screen and then we scroll. Chance Nezumi. Powers various types of light, poison, and teleportation magics. Weird immortality and control over rats. Abilities, various types of unarmed and armed martial arts. Weakness, rats. People that I find cute, pretty, and a good food. How is her weakness rats? I don't understand that. How is the weakness rats? You have control over rats, so how are they your weakness? Like, you have, but. I'm gonna chalk that up to character limit on Twitter for the confusion. Unarmed and armed martial arts. I don't know a lot of martial arts, so maybe. Weaken the knees? Yeah, but you have control over the rats. Like, you can't really say it's a weakness, because even if you, like, coo and caw over rats, you'll still have control over them. Oh, if people harm rats, it harms, like lifelink for rats? Various types of light, poison, and teleportation magics. Light magic, pretty good. I've already got that covered with Cosmic. Poison, we already said I don't have poison abilities. So we got that. Teleportation, we got teleportation. I don't need that. Weird or immortality. I feel like we need a little more information on weird immortality. Like, what makes it weird? Like, that could be really useful. Wormlink? Oh, no. No. Stop it with the worms. Like they find it charming? Maybe. Chance, though, I feel like some sort of immortality would be good. Depending on how weird it is, that could be really useful. Similar to Lailaps, you know, you wanna have a tanking form. And poison gives us some stuff. So some poison, some immortality, and control over rats. In a very specific situation where I need control over rats, having this as a shapeshift form, pretty useful. But that seems very specific. Unarmed and armed martial arts could be useful. Alright, time to judge aesthetics. I like hands that are different colored from the arms. I like that. Like, you know, having a sleeve there. That's pretty cool. She's got like spells, some sort of incantation or rune going up there. I like this kind of top. I think if you guys remember season 4, Cosmic Dragon had a top like that. I also love the panty strings there. Excessive gold jewelry on the arms too. We love the floof ears. We're big fans of that. Pretty cute. Yeah, I find you, I would be you. I'd want to be you. But the usefulness is pretty specific. I feel like similar to Nia, if I find myself in a situation where I need to control rats, pretty useful. If I need your weird immortality, also seems pretty useful. But outside of that, it's not like super useful. It's just it's got its uses. But otherwise you're cute, so I wouldn't mind being you all the time. So we could just be you sometimes. Sort of take a half and half on that. Alright, next up is Starry. Starry? Back off. What do you guys think? Her weird immortality is that if she dies, she can start life back up in another rat. That is sort of weird immortality, so that makes sense. Alright, Starry. Powers, shapeshifting, magic to cover gaps, rubber girl, inflation and deflation. Weakness, I'm sucker for a good time. I don't think I want to look at your whole lore page. The problem with this is that we already have all these abilities. I can shapeshift. I can use magic to cover gaps. I'm not a rubber girl, but we can do inflation and deflation. I guess specifically, well, no, I was going to say electricity, but I've got tech snake form, so I can handle the electricity. We watched One Piece, we know what we can do with rubber? Yeah. Transfiguration, immortality based off of a hive like Legion? I don't know. This one, I think this one ranks pretty low on the usefulness side of things, just because we already have all of these abilities in our current form, so kinda seems like we're only gonna go for the aesthetics. So let's grade her on that. She is cute. She's got a nice rack. Cute skin. I like the hair. We already said we love purple around here. We got purple eyes and purple hair. Very cute. But like, you're not a monster girl either. And I'm all about them monster girls. I don't think I have a lot of reasons to shapeshift into Starry. I wouldn't mind both of us being pumped. We could be blimp buddies. But I don't really want to shapeshift into Starry. We might do it one time. Might do it one time just to see. Just to see if we get anything out of being rubber. Because I feel like there could be something there. I don't have a rubber form. I have a slime form. Which, you know, might be similar, but, you know, who knows? Maybe rubber form's got something to it that I don't know. But we're gonna put you there. Maybe we could shapeshift you into you one time. Time for Arcturus. Yeah, you would have to do a Gumno move if you turned into if you were a rubber girl. Arcturus powers spellcasting only limited by my books in the library and beholder eye beams. Weakness can be caught off guard and not very good in a physical fight unless he casts the right spells. Well, I can also do magic and I can also learn spells. So I don't know how much we get out of that. I would assume, considering he's the librarian, he has way more spells than I do. I wonder, I don't know if me shape-shifting into him would allow me to cast those spells. That's like a wizard thing, because wizards usually do like an int roll for that kind of stuff, and that means you need to actually have knowledge of it. And me shape-shifting into his form doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna have all of his knowledge. So I don't know how much of that I get. The beholder eyeball beams, though, those could be pretty useful. You know, being able to have like innate laser beams shooting out, pretty good. Not physically fit though. That is a bit of a minus on the practicality. Gotta ding you a bit for that. Now, aesthetics. Our boy here. It's very purple. We like the purple. I like the black sclera of the eyes. You don't see the beholder stalks. I know that they're in there somewhere. I do like that. Hey, Devil Rose, welcome on in. I would like it more if we saw the beholder stalks, but otherwise, you know, very lithe. Skinny, petite. Let's go with petite. A very petite form could be useful. But I'm worried that because I don't have access to the vast knowledge in their library that I won't be able to access it. So I feel like this one's tough because if I don't and I just get the eye beams, probably like a maybe once. But if I have access to the full library, I'd give it a few tries at least. Because then I would be able to access spells I've never accessed before. That'd be really useful. Supposed to put powers? Well, yeah, because I'm grading you on the usefulness. The usefulness of your shapeshift. And the aesthetics. So, yeah, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt on that and say I'll give you a few tries so I could do that. Better analogy for Kanna than Caterpillar Eevee. Okay, gotcha. All right, moving on. We've got Kanna. We had several pictures from Misha for Kanna. Wrong way. Okay, here we go. I'd like to add this character, Kanna. She's a plant thing that'll grow into 16 very different forms depending on what she eats. Powers vary because of forms. Biggest weakness is time and resources to change into these forms. One of her forms is also a planet-sized goddess. Ah. Little Kanna. Oh, looks like a little I was when Kenwood found me. Kanna, flower! It's me, the Kanna you all know and love. I do like her melons. I'm a fan of that. She does look very cute. Is this a pot? Is her face like a pot for the plant? I'm guessing. Ink Kanna. This Kanna uses her flowery, smelly stuff to lure in mutants. Then she snatches them up with her big old tentacles. It's pretty useful. Jelly Kanna. This gooey gal Kanna came bursting out of her pot with a giant... Well, I guess that answers that question. She popped out of her pot. She kind of looks like a slime cat girl. I love that. Now you're saying that it takes time and resources to shift. But it seems less useful if it takes a long time. I'm more of like an instant gratification shapeshifter. And we already know I have a plant form. I already have a plant elemental form. Now we are missing squid. I don't have a squid form. True, we don't have that. So we don't have that going for us, which isn't nice. I do have a slime form, so that's there, you know. Oh my god, she posted so many things in the Discord. Yeah, so apparently all of these evolutions. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's cute. Ominous Kanna? Just a spud? I'm hoping none of these are actually not safe for work. Fairy Kanna? It's like an orange slice, it looks like. Golem Kanna? Yeah, we kind of already have that with the Firefox too. Oh, this one. Bunny Kanna. See, I already have a bunny form too. The Way from the Moon? Planet Strunga? Like, doesn't have a moon though? Oh. Oh, hey, Streaming Cat. Welcome on back. Yeah, we got some grassy hills. Some grassy knolls. I see the spoiler on some things here. Oh, that's not too bad. Oh. Scandalous indeed. Riz Kanna. That's pretty hot. Elegant Kanna. Infinity Kanna. Yeah, she's got globes. She do got globes on her. Fruit Kanna. Look, again, we already have a food form. Okay, this one, you get a lot of points for aesthetics. I like how the character looks. I really, really like how she looks. She's super cute and sexy at the same time. The sad part is the usefulness, I think, is covered by a lot of existing shapeshift forms I've got. The only one that I don't really have is the tentacles. We don't really have tentacles yet. Yeah, she has literal planets for tents. So I just want to be her, just to hang out as her. She's not like as useful as Lailaps is, but just to be in her different forms, I would say. I like the way she looks, so I would do that. I think you guys can agree with me there. I think we're all in agreement on this, right? She does look good. All right, next up is loot. Loot. At the top of my list. There we go. Loot. A polymorph specialist and transmutation wizard also understands 1,000 different currency systems and the conversion rates between them. Half spiders and can walk on any surface with enough friction and shoot webs. Weakness, small, cursed, women. A weakness to women, shared by many. Oh, sorry, I had to stretch. It's like that meme of the guy holding a microphone up to the other guy and he's like, girls, pretty. All right, I don't know how useful it is to understand 1,000 different currency systems and the conversion rates between them, but that is definitely not an ability I have in any remote stretch of the imagination, so we'll take that as some amount of usefulness. I did ascend. That's what happens when you stretch. You just sort of, your body lifts up into the atmosphere. A polymorph specialist and transmutation wizard, I feel like we've already got those bases covered, you know, with the whole shape-shifting thing. Half spider, I don't have a spider form. Walking on any surfaces with enough friction. The closest I've got to that is slime form. I can sort of slime up the wall, but I feel like this would be better for climbing. All right, have a good one, Screaming Cat. Thanks for stopping in. And we don't shoot webs, so that's all of this pretty useful. Being small though, that's a little bit of a drawback. I don't like being small. I like being big, but it's still useful to be small sometimes. It's not strictly a drawback. Cursed? Don't know exactly what that means. I'm not entirely sure how cursed being cursed is. And we already have a weakness for women. We love the women around here. We're big fans of the women. Now aesthetics. She do be super cute. Look how cute she is. Look at her little cute smile there. She's got a flower for an eye. A little hat. She's got little legs. I don't know if she's got arms underneath the cloak because I only see 6 legs for a spider, so I feel like she's got to have at least 2 arms here. Right? Underneath there. But she's heckin' cute. She's a cutie and she's pretty useful. Cute and useful. How often do I need to have currency exchanges or to be able to climb up a wall? Be useful. And cute isn't sexy. I mean, it's more useful than turning into a fish, controlling rats, or growing into different things over a large amount of time. So I think we go into I want to be you. I want to be you. I want to be a cute little spider, want to climb on walls. I don't know how much I want to know about currency systems until I do, but sure, that's pretty useful. The climbing on walls, though, that really gets me. I want to climb on walls. I want to climb upside down on walls. And shoot webs. I wonder how that feels. Do you think it feels really good to shoot webs? Do you think, like, spiders are getting off to it? You know, let's not follow that line of logic because we might be reading too much into Loot's off-stream activity time. Next up, Moose. You do travel a lot in smut stories, and I figure you would need that in your travels? Yeah, I think so. Moose! Behold, a moose. Powers. Maple syrup makes a moose stronger. Weakness. Maple syrup can easily be used to set traps. That's fair. A moose is very strong. I mean, if this moose is like other mooses, he's a very strong, powerful, large beast. You can use that. That's pretty useful. And maple syrup, making him stronger. I mean, maple syrup's rather freely available. If it has to be like pure 100% Canadian maple syrup, that might be a little bit harder to do, but for the most part, you can power him up. But his weakness to maple syrup, again, I think people would have to expect me to shapeshift into moose form for that weakness to be really relevant. So I don't think that's not too much of a drawback. Now, aesthetically, it is just a moose. I mean, he's a cartoony, cute moose, but I mean, I could shapeshift into him on occasion just to be a moose, you know. But I don't have a strong desire to be a moose. If I need to like haul something, maybe, but it kind of sounds like the Lailaps will have that. Well, let's not assume I have the other people available for this. That kind of throws a wrench in a lot of them. For myself, my strongest one would probably be Firefox right now. Maybe Cosmic Dragon. I got them big legs. You could really dig your toes in if I needed to haul something, but Moose would have that better covered, I think. He'd be pretty strong. He's kind of cute, but he's not sexy. Not like, you know, people with giant tatas. Feel like I'd give you a few tries. There'd be places where I'd want to be strong as a moose, but otherwise I don't know if I would I'd want to moose it up. You know what? They're just in the rankings. Let's not worry about sub-rankings in here. Alright, who's next? We've got Seraph. Surf and turf. Alright. Fire Seraph Revy. Angry. Violent. Can do anything with fire, including fire blood. Likes up close fights. Weakness. Impatient. Well. I feel like we got that covered by Firefox form. Do I have complete mastery over fire? No, just basically not harmed by fire in Firefox form. Don't have like supreme control over fire. Could do some fire related shenanery. So that's some usefulness. We could control fire. Kind of sounds like there's a lot of impulsive instincts that come with a Fire Seraph Revy form. I like close-up fights already, so I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. The impatience, though, that's a killer. But control over fire, useful. Seems useful. Aesthetics, though. She do be muscly. She do look like she goes blow for blow. They look like they go blow for blow. I like red skin. We even got purple eyes in there. Not sure what's under the mask. Maybe a normal face. Maybe it's like one of those alien faces with like the four things that open up. Like Predator or something. Could be. Mental weaknesses like impatience carry over. I have no idea. I'm assuming if it's like an instinct, maybe it does. Sort of like how Lailaps did. I'm presuming. That's my assumption we're gonna go with. Eyeball on the tummy. I don't know if it actually sees, but that could be useful. Having an eyeball tummy. Yeah, they, I like the way they look. Controlling over fire could be useful. There would be situations where I may need to control fire. But otherwise, I feel like we give it a few tries. We would give it a few tries, right? Because I can't think of a lot of situations where I would need to control fire, but if that happens a lot, it would be more like a sometimes thing. Anyway, moving on. It is time for Tiny Shield. Tiny. There we go. It's me, Tiny. I'm a pixie. Powers. I have size and shield magic. Weakness. My shields are only as big as me, normally 5 inches tall. Well, as discussed with loot, being small does have its own advantages. You can get into places that you couldn't otherwise get to when you're big. So there is that. Shield magic. I don't have any shield magic right now, so that's pretty useful. You know, if I need a protective barrier. Being able to turn small and put up a barrier could be even more useful than big in a big barrier. So all of that's pretty practical. I don't really think it's that much of a downside. I mean, obviously, if I need to protect other people, having a small shield isn't as useful as a big one, but she did say she has size magic. So maybe she can grow and shrink at will. Maybe, can she shrink even more? Can she be like 1 inch tall? I wish there was more elaboration on these abilities to better understand where it could go. Alright, check the aesthetics. She's cute. I'm not gonna say she's not cute. The messy hair. I like it. She's very, very petite as well. We're not seeing extravagant curves here. It's not exactly my flavor. I like mine with my tea with 2 lumps, if you know what I mean. Badonk, badonk. But that aside, she's still cute. We're not getting negatives in the aesthetics territory. Usefulness and cuteness together. Being able to be small and do some shield magic that I can't normally do. Both of those, pretty useful. I'm gonna put you there. You're cute and you're useful. I'll be you sometimes. That's what I'm feeling. Brunel. Brunel? It's me, Brunel. I'm artist and living cartoon character. Weakness, cartoon logic, and ink thinner. Alright. Fox. Cartoon. Being a living cartoon does have its advantages. I mean, everyone's seen like Bugs Bunny go at it. He could just pull shit out of his ass. Get away with anything. You can walk over a cliff as long as you don't look down. Cartoon logic, I mean, it's not just a weakness, it's a power. Yeah, Toon Forces is pretty strong, and it's not something that I've got. It does come with the inherent insanity, though, of being a Toon. Reality warping, as long as it's funny, yeah. But that's the thing, you have to play into, like, the 4th wall, and the silliness of it. It seems really strong. Ink thinner being a weakness, though? How often would you run into such a weakness? Like, imagine I get in a fight with someone and I decide to go Brunel form and I start using my cartoon powers. How likely are they going to have some ink thinner on hand to counteract that? That's probably not a weakness that shows up very often. However, if somebody I'm fighting doesn't think cartoons are funny, then does that fuck everything up? Because if so, that might put a little wrench in things. With that, let's look at the aesthetics here. Not bad looking. You know, nice hair. Floof, we like the floof around here. We're floof fans. Sharp dress, we got little patches here. I'd say that's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's in the negatives. We're looking pretty good aesthetically here. A cheeky grin. You can tell how expressive they're gonna be. It seems pretty useful. I feel like Toon powers are really strong, and you're pretty aesthetically pleasing. And because you're a Toon, even if I don't like how this looks right now, you could definitely just like Bugs Bunny it up and then change your appearance to fit your needs. So I think this is incredibly strong, super useful. I want to be you. I want to have your Toon powers, and I want to I think he looks pretty sharp there. Like the mask? Oh yeah, they were all horrified in the mask. You're right. You're right. As long as an audience. Alright, Caldonia. We didn't get a lot of information on Caldonia. They're a space capsule captain, invading hearts and planets nearest you. Well, I'm gonna say the utility here is looking kind of low. I'm not exactly a captain, but I do have my own spacecraft, my lair in space. Do I captain it? Yeah, I control it with magic. So, you know, kind of. I'm like a magic space captain, I guess. But they definitely win on aesthetics. I do like the way they look. They got 2 pictures here. This is what their eye is like up close. Very twinkly. Very cosmic. We do like cosmic vibes. I wouldn't mind being them. I feel like this sort of falls into the same category as Starry. where I wouldn't mind being them just because of how cute they are, but I really have no utility for it. The difference being that Starry at least still has the rubber, but, you know, we've got that. Next! Oh, let's not do this on screen with our free scrolling. All right, Lynx. This is Lynx, local shape-shifting adventurer who uses magic cards to shift into various forms. Oh my god, I haven't been doing timestamps for everyone. Oh, shit. Oh well, I guess I'll upload this to YouTube and then I'll timestamp it for people. This is Lynx, local shape-shifting adventurer who uses magic cards to shift into various forms. Ah, interesting. Both powers and weaknesses vary from form to form. The best way to fight a monster is to become one. First pick is base form, the other three are other forms. So this is what they're like in base. Damn, that's hunky. Damn, that's hunky. And also sharp dress. A girl go crazy for a sharp dress man. Yeah, I always forget the timestamps. I just dive into it and I forget. I like that smile. I like this. They're a shapeshifter that uses magic cards to shift into various forms. I feel like that is just a worse version of my powers. So I don't know if we're going to get utility out of this, but let's see what other forms they've got. They've got a snake form. I like that. You can see that they've gotten a little more narrow there, but we've got scales, and I love that. Too bad I've already got a snake form. If they use cards to shapeshift, could anyone use them? I would assume not. My assumption would be that they have, it's like a magic device that they activate. Next. Okay. This is more like a Lynx. They've got like a cyber form. Again, we've got tech snake form already. So I'm not getting the utility out of this one. But then this one. I can think of a couple uses for this form. I could probably come up with a handful of uses for this one. Definitely aesthetically pleasing. For sure. All of these forms, very, very good looking. But moving between them, the shape-shifting with the cards, I don't know exactly how that works, but I feel like it's a worse version of what we've already got. So, this brings a little bit more to the table than Starry or Caldonia did. Starry and Caldonia, it's basically just these human forms, but we at least got a little bit of monster in there, and oh my god, the bazongas. So I'm gonna give you a few tries. We'd probably shapeshift into you a few times. We might break our back out. Alright, Kyonko. Kyonko. Okay. This android is different. Slowly, I'm learning more and more about this new body. For example, I took this form because it was one of the last thoughts in my mind before the end of my life, the perfect woman. So does this body have the powers to change with the power of thought? Or if you were able to upload data into her hard drives? You know where the ports are. Hey, Demon Lord, welcome in. Would you be able to change the structure of her data? For example, Kyonko's summer mode or her popular corruption status. So this is base Kyonko on her Daki. Incredibly cute. She's an android, which is interesting. Uploading data, having a direct link to data is a pro and a con mixed together, because obviously you can harvest a lot of information from that, but you could also get a lot of bad things downloaded too. Questionable if I should be showing that one. Ah, but corruption Kyonko. This is the one I want. First of all, we love the thigh squish. We're big fans of the thigh squish in this family. Blue hair goes hard. I love the outfit too, black and gold. Golden eyes. She didn't really list any other powers other than being able to interface with electronics. She said that she was learning and changing. She's learning more about her body, so maybe there's some hidden abilities in here. For the most part, though, if I needed to interact with electronics, I've already got tech snake form that I could use that on. So this is more about just the aesthetics. And I think that means we have to do the same ranking as these ones down here. She's hot. I definitely would want to at least be here once. But she's not very heavy on the monster girl side of things. And we're not really getting a lot of usefulness out of it. If she's like Zinker, I don't know what that is. Like the mode seems like maybe a malware form. Thinker? Well, then just spell it Thinker instead of Zinker. I'm just thinking, you know, anything that she would do Android form, I would already do as Tech Snake. Like, we've already got Tech Snake form, right? So we got that. So anything else is just going to be the aesthetics. And we'd have to worry about like maybe Android related problems, Android STDs. I'm gonna put her in the maybe one time. Maybe one time. All right, next up is our Orc Barbarian, our mercenary. Could code reality. And she didn't specify that. That would be an amazing ability. All right, here we go. Hell yeah, I'm the mercenary orc, an orcish mercenary from the Badlands looking to make a name for himself. Aside from strength and resilience to the elements, I'm somewhat well versed in dark magic, healing spells, and combat. Well, first of all, that definitely looks like a strong body. So we're looking at someone who's probably more physically capable than any of my current forms. Aside from strength and resilience to the elements, that's also pretty useful. I mean, most of my forms are resilient to a single element. If he's saying he has general elemental resistance, that could be pretty good. Somewhat well-versed in dark magic. I am assuming that is separate from the void magic of the void kitty. Dark magic. Probably evil related spells, but he also has healing spells, and I'm a little bit lacking on that too, and combat abilities. Is he kicking a Nord in the nuts right now? Did he just like falcon knee this Nord in the nuts? This Nord in the nards? I think so. Strong? Let's look at the aesthetics right now. Look at this shit-eating grin right here. He's so happy to be fucking you up. I love dual wielding. Pretty basic though. Still monstrous. We're a fan of the monsters around here, so that gives you a couple points. So I think we're good on that. And yeah, he's pretty buff. Buff and pretty useful. We have access to a magic tree that we haven't had before, one that we're lacking in. I don't know what combat he's versed in, but we're not very versed in combat ourselves, so pretty useful. Pretty useful, and he looks all right. I'd give it a few tries. Yeah. All right, next up. Scrolling. Here we go. Skye. Skye powers hacking, fire-based alchemy, hand-to-hand combat. Cry causes electronics to malfunction. Weakness: can't use alchemy at rain. Needs some kind of computer to do hacking. cry causes electronics to malfunction. Okay, so yeah, that's definitely a positive and negative. If crying is kind of interrupts your ability to hack. Interesting. Fire-based alchemy. I feel like this sort of falls in the same thing as Seraph, where you know, I have Firefox form, so I can do fire-related things, but fire-based alchemy could be more important. Hand-to-hand combat, we can get a little bit out of that. Hacking, Tech Snake. Cry causes electronics to malfunction, though. That could be useful. I don't know if I could cry on the spot. No, it's just on. It was on Twitter, but we're already partway through this. He was on the Twitter. Can't use alchemy in the rain though. That is a bit of a drawback. I mean, if I could shapeshift to it with the explicit purpose of using it outside the rain. It does sound like combustion, like we're making bombs. We are bomb manufacturing here. The cry causing electronics to malfunction does seem pretty useful. There are situations where I think that could come in handy, right? Alright, let's judge the aesthetics. I really like the aesthetics here. I'm a fan of these aesthetics. Outfit is cute. I like her hair. A lot of people are going with goggles. This kind of looks like a DBZ style thing here. Scarf with circuit board markings on it. I do like how she looks. Cry gallons of water over a computer. There you go, malfunction. That is more useful than these down here, I think. Not by a lot, but I think it's enough to bump her up. Because some of this fire-based alchemy and hand-to-hand combat kind of covers some things I don't have. So I think we can put you up here. I didn't give her a background. Oops. Oops. Alright, the last one is Azreal. Azreal. There we go. Sorry, Demon Lord. I scrolled through. I grabbed everyone that posted. Alright, he says, first of all, here you go, Io, your friendly ferryman of the river Styx and patron saint of crabkind. As you can see by the crab there. He then messaged me, he's able to command and summon crabs of every size as a legion, soul magic, soul sight, grim reaper, hellfire, and brimstone, able to take the form that is most comfortable to those who are passing on the afterlife. Command the river Styx and crabs that move the boat. And he has holy magic, judgment, smite, soul flame, petrification, portals, chosen dragoon of Behemoth. It's a lot of abilities. That gives us a lot of stuff. First of all, control over crabs, I feel like is just as useful as control over rats. I feel like, I don't know how often that's gonna come up. Controlling crabs, but it's some sort of useful that I don't have. Soul magic, soul sight, grim reaper, hellfire, and brimstone. I don't have soul magic, so that's some more usefulness. And holy magic, judgment, smite, soul flame, purification, and portals. All things I don't have right now either. Incredibly useful. Gotta say, if we run into any sort of demonic things, sounds like the holy magic will come in handy. Sinners beware. I could make crab rave a reality. I mean, sure. But we're like, crab magic is like a very small portion of this meal that is Azreal. I think the holy and soul magic is the bigger meteor chunk of the the useful side of things. I'm not gonna say there's never gonna be a time where commanding crabs won't be useful, but come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Anyway, let's judge the aesthetics. Again, we love purple in this family, and we're perped up here. The crab patches, he's even got a little crab buddy here. A little soul patch never hurt anyone. I like the gradient, and we got purple eyes. Looking pretty sharp. He looks well put together. He doesn't look like he would smell. You know? I think this is pretty good. I feel like the holy magic and soul magic would be incredibly useful in places, and I don't have any of that. Ooh. I think I'll be used sometimes. I wanted to put it up here, but it's still niche enough that I don't think I'd want to be them. Like, I wouldn't want to add it to my repertoire permanently. But I think you could make a really strong case for being Azreal a lot of the time. There we go. The shape-shifting tier list. Do we want to move anyone between the tiers here? I think Lailaps is still super strong. That brings a lot to the table. The tune logic, though, is really strong too. But she's also got the aesthetics with it. And while he's still looking sharp, she's got tits. The cartoon, I would have to cartoon form and then probably like blow my thumb to get the boobs out. It's just like a two-step process, you know? We would get there. I'll be used sometimes. Seems useful. It's probably still more useful. Yeah, I think that's fine. This is the hardest one. Give it a few tries. Arcturus has the potential to be the best because he might have access to a very large quantity of magic that I could get. The Dragoon Knight on top of all of his stuff is a bit buffed. Moose, just mostly for being like a super strong creature that I can do some heavy lifting with. The orc is kind of like all around useful. So you can go there. The control over fire in specific fire related situations. The being able to do annihilation of mass seems pretty useful in creating mass. The problem is touching material causing you to annihilate. That's a problem. Okay, I think you have to go to the back. And then I want Starry up front because the rubber form is the most. I'm gonna delete this row. And we post this. Here is the final list based off utility and aesthetics. Thank you for participating, and look out for any doppelgangers that might be testing out your form. Is that not how you spell doppelganger? Doppelganger. Doppelganger. There we go. Hey, Az baby. Nice. All right. And then when we post this to the YouTubes, we'll make sure to timestamp it for everyone so that they can find their spot. Might be for not doing that. Should have done that. Kind of dumb sometimes, but there we go. Stop recording.